Welcome to Mom's Take 5. This is episode 73.
Yes.
We just talked about that and I already forgot, but it's 73. We've got our first guest, well, not our first guest, but
Yeah,
all four of us
of.
and a guest.
Yes.
There are actually 5 of us today.
Yes.
So, but let's start with some updates.
This is Ashley,
Molly.
Kim.
and
Tara.
we are 4 best friends who by fate moved into the same cul-de-sac. We talk all things mom, wife, and woman. We are Mom's Take 5.
What?
Is this on camera?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That will be too.
Everything you do is on camera.
Okay.
Okay. Our guest today is my mom. Guess her name's Debbie.
Hi.
Also, Squeezy Grandma, Debbie, Deborah.
Ooh,
Or-
that's enough.
Yep.
Or
Stop at that.
or Deborah when she does her crazy pickleball serve.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay. She drove with her friend. Her friend has a daughter that also lives down here, so she was her.
My friend is
Chauffeur.
about
Yeah.
almost 80. She drove me down here.
Yeah, her friend that's
That's
80
bad.
drove her down.
She's
Did
a
you
good
feel
driver.
safe?
Yeah, she's good. Good. She's a California driver.
It'd probably be more safe with Farrell
Yeah.
driving than
Yes.
my mom. So.
That's true.
They're like, please
That's
hitch
so
a ride.
true.
Please, someone help her.
Get her off the road.
True.
She's the reason I don't like driving. Just kidding. But we do have a very similar sentiment about driving. I have gotten a lot better. She's gotten a little better.
I've got more aggressive.
Have you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
behind the wheel.
That's what I hear.
Oh,
Watch out.
Whatever it takes.
Right.
Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we do updates.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have any for us?
I got hit by a semi
You did what?
in my
What?
car. It didn't hit me. It hit my car.
Oh, that's
Were you,
Still
you weren't
terrifying.
in the car?
I was in the car.
When did that happen?
Last Monday.
Was your car destroyed?
Well, we're kind of hoping and kind of hoping not. If you've
Yeah.
priced cars, you don't want to buy another one.
it's true.
So we're getting an estimate.
Was
yeah,
it
about $11,000 worth.
a rear end, like from behind? or-
Side swipe.
Whoa,
We're
that's
lucky.
terrifying.
She's lucky I'm here.
Seriously,
It could have been a lot more serious.
Was it on driver's side or passenger?
Drivers.
Wow, Debbie.
I
Yeah.
know.
I call her. She's like, I just got hit by a semi. I'm like, what?
It really makes for a good story.
She's like, I just got hit by a semi. I was like, are you
Holy.
serious? That's
Yeah.
scary.
See, it makes
She's like,
for a
well, I'm
good
at
story.
Chick-fil-A now, so I'll call you back.
I'm at Chick-fil-A.
That's where we were headed.
Your celebratory lunch. I
Priorities.
survived.
Call you later. I'm eating.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I
my
would do the other
update.
day.
That's my update.
It couldn't.
Yeah.
Was it not
Wow.
very fast?
Fortunately not.
Okay.
Oh,
Probably 20. It doesn't matter. That semi was a lot bigger than my car.
oh yeah. Did you see it coming?
No.
Oh,
He hit me right up the drive. I didn't see him at all. He didn't see me, of course.
Right.
So, yeah, it was kind of a shock when we got hit. But I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Were you sore afterwards?
Well, I started to stiffen up right when it happened. So I did put, for injuries, yes, whiplash.
Uh-huh.
And the insurance treated me really, really well
That's good.
Good.
after that.
Did you get a
But I'm
massage?
fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm okay.
I twitch when the microwave goes off, but I'm okay.
I'm fine. Okay, that's my update.
That's a
you
good
guys
one.
go ahead.
That's scary. Our kids had a color run
Nice.
today.
Yeah,
at
I
their
was
school.
super ornery after
Little
that.
track run.
Oh, I think
Really?
it's just a little much.
Yeah.
What, that color run?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a mess.
Why were you ornery?
I don't know. I was just annoyed by everything after that.
I
think
thought it was
really-
cool.
Oh,
I was
should
annoyed
just
too.
let you go.
Were you annoyed by me? What were you annoyed by? I don't
I
get
love
it.
Mom is calling you out. Molly, why? Explain
I know.
yourself.
Was that me?
Yeah.
No, I don't
did I
know.
do?
I think I just got like overstimulated.
Oh yeah.
Why
and when
didn't
I
you
got
run?
home and then what?
Why didn't you run?
good
If you're
idea.
overstimulated, you should have ran in
more
the color run.
overstimulated with colored dust in
Yeah.
my face.
She would have been
Slapped
shoving
with chalk.
kids. was shoving kids out of her way.
I actually feel like this one was less chaotic
I do too.
than last
Really?
year's.
I think because we went earlier. I think that was,
Everyone shows up
Mm.
right at the start.
and it was
Yeah.
kind of cold, so maybe people were like, "I'm not gonna go."
Did they still do
True.
it outside or did they move it
Mhm.
inside? They did it
Outside.
outside.
They had the food inside, which was nice.
That was nice.
I think that changed a lot.
I think so too.
The food inside.
Yeah.
Nick got done and he comes over and he like can barely open his eyes and they were watering and it's just all those colors. And then he like kind of has a snotty nose.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like, you look
Yeah.
rough.
His eyes, like, he kept trying to like open, and he kept trying. Mom, take a picture. Like I'm serious.
But then it's like watering.
my eyes water.
And so
thinking
all
about
that
it.
like
I know.
chalk or whatever, dust
Color,
or whatever it
yeah.
is just like all blending together. So it looks
true.
black. And he's like,
It's true.
he's these dark eyes, snotty nose.
I know.
Lucy had goggles on.
And it was
So
She
every
did?
time
She
they were
did?
like dark goggles, and then her like ears were sticking out. Every time she ran by, I laughed hysterically. I'm like, "That's my child."
That
I
is
love
funny.
Nick wore those last year and I think it was probably a smart move.
it. I think it was genius. It just looked pretty funny.
There was a kid in a big like scuba mask.
Oh, there you
Oh.
go.
That
I was
looked
gonna
pretty
say, or
spectacular.
Ski mask would be good.
Oh yeah.
I think just her hair like coming out of the ends, and then the ears coming out of the hair. I was like, oh. That I swear they
is
were
so
like
cute.
dark, and it made it hard to see because we yelled at her like every time, and she was like,
Just kept going.
Trying to find you.
and it just kept running.
I'm hearing voices.
All right.
I was doing Molly's nails today, and she totally did a Lou face, and I was like, "That's Lou's face." I don't even remember what I did.
I don't either.
He looked at me like, "What?" I was like,
I think I totally know that face.
Yeah.
100%.
"Yeah,
It does look
Funny.
like a Lucy
I've seen it.
face.
so good."
Not on you, but I've seen it.
I mean, she got it from somewhere.
She got it from Matt.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I mean, well,
Apparently Freya got her face from Matt.
holy.
Her,
Oh, I know what's happening
her
lately.
scowls.
I showed my mom that picture where they
Oh
both.
my gosh.
We have a side by
mug.
side of Matt mean mugging and Freya mean mugging, and it's like the same face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure who did it better.
Right? I'm not
Grumpy.
either. I'm like, that's pretty close. And they do it multiple times. Like, I have multiple pictures of Freya. I know you have multiple clips of Matt. I'm like,
Yes.
these little mean mug faces. It's always when we're out and about somewhere. Like, everyone's having fun and they're like, people. Like, you know what I mean? It's so
Totally
funny.
That's mad.
Freya's more like, Mom, like, don't take my picture. Or, it's time to go home. It's been 5 minutes. Or, you know what I mean? That's more Freya.
And Matt's just like, Molly planned this again. Why does she keep making plans that I don't want to do?
Why are we leaving the house?
Right?
Why are we making memories with our kids? Sucks.
Oh, that's funny.
It's pretty great. Well, Tara's not here. It's Raspy Rita.
Raspy Rita.
Ashley tried to kick me out tonight.
I did not. I just don't want to get sick.
I don't want to
I
get
have to
sick
work.
either. Marcel, babe, you're day 3. Like, you should be past the
There you go. then.
contagious phase.
Perfect.
I'm surprised you put her right there.
I know.
Well,
I
I
have
put
to.
you
I was like,
one
why
more,
am
like,
I
in
right
the
next to
corner.
her?
I just had a
We
busy
did
weekend.
skiing. We did have a busy weekend. We had a really busy weekend. It was so fun, though.
And then
We
Freya
took
was, Freya was too pooped to go to school.
We did. True. This is true. Yeah, we took the games to a football game.
The
the
games.
kids.
Holy wow, what time is it?
Who did she take to
Usually
the game?
it's me.
Games.
The
Yeah.
games.
We
Took
took
the games
to the game
Uh-huh.
to keep the kids occupied during the
Oh, I
No, I'm
get
kidding.
it.
No.
Okay.
No. Took the kids to the football game, youth football, and it was so fun. But one of my kids, I won't say who, you probably guess, was a turd the whole time. Like, we get there and we have the soft little seats that you can order with your season tickets. And we were like, cool, like, we get to sit here this time because the first game, someone stole them. Like, someone straight like took our seats. This time they were zip tied, so they couldn't take them. 3 minutes in, one of my kids is like, my butt hurts. I need that seat, Mom. I'm all, I sat where you're at for 2 hours last game, honey. You're going to be okay. I'll switch you in a minute. It's been like just a few. Mom, I need your seat. Mom, I need it. Mom, I need it. My bum hurts, Mom. Like, my husband and I kept looking at each other. We're like, oh, shit, this isn't going to go well, is it? I give the kid my seat. And then they start complaining it's super hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Which it was pretty hot. It wasn't terribly hot, but it was hot. We got ice cold drinks. We got like the frozen lemonades, like all the things. And then we had ice cold water. And I was like putting water on their hair and their neck. And this kid of mine was just losing it. They were like going down to their knees in between the bleachers and like, oh, it's time to go home. I'm like, not yet. Like 15 more minutes, probably more like 20 because like breaks and stuff. But I kept looking at Mark. I'm like, dude, this is brutal. He's like, yeah, we're never doing this again. Hope they enjoyed it because they're never coming again.
Do you know what I heard?
What?
That soon, I think, is it Uber? You can Uber your kids rides places. I would just call her
that's
an Uber,
creepy.
send her
That
home.
is so creepy.
I think they have to be 12.
Yeah,
I
I think it's like
know.
a
I think
teen.
there's an age limit.
Even then, I feel so
Yeah.
bad. Here you
You're
go.
like, go.
Hopefully,
You're like,
hopefully
see ya.
it's a safe Uber driver. Mark's will just do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we wouldn't.
There's the garage
then-
code going.
Yeah.
This was
Go home.
This was the best part. Mom, I want to go now. Mom, I want to go now. Mom, I want to go now. And then we're like having this like death match. Look at each other like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you better throw it.
Yeah.
And then they go like this. They grab our bag of chips, nacho chips that we just bought. If you don't take me home, I'm throwing the chips. If you don't take me home right now, I'm throwing these chips. Like, it was like, I was like, whoa, what's happening? And then at the end,
Did they throw the chips?
they didn't throw the chips. I think they were, Bark's a little bigger than the bite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like, so did everybody love it? This particular kid, yeah, I want to come back. No. Later on, then they said, I think I'll watch it at home.
Oh.
But initially, they're like, yeah, I can't wait to come back again.
Mm-mm.
You're like, well, I hope you
So-
enjoyed it because that's the last.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're funny. But other than that,
We did the Hot Wheels Monster Truck show
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
because my kid loves monster trucks. So I was like, anything monster truck's going to be great. It was pretty lame compared to like Monster
Aw.
Jam.
Oh.
Like the trucks just didn't do as much. They did have like a motocross part.
Oh,
where
that
the-
looked cool. I
Oh,
saw.
it was really cool. The bikes
they
were
do?
like, they did a big old jump and they would land over this wall and they would do like tricks in the air.
Oh, that's
That was the
cool.
coolest part. But then there was like this weird Zamboni turned to dragon. That was the look that Matt was giving. It was super lame. Like it blew fire, right?
Yeah.
And then it took a while to take this top off of a car. And he's just like, and then it like puts its snout down. And me and Matt were like, start it on fire.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was like, what else are they going to do? It's just like blew air on it.
What?
You could see like
What?
mist.
Really?
Matt heard the whole. There was a whole story behind it. I couldn't hear anything that was going on ever. He was like, "There was some dumb story." Anyway, but
Oh, no.
it's kind of the same thing. Like Lucy, you could tell was excited. She kept
Yes.
making faces. Emmy and Noah are like this,
Like, this is lame.
and then we leave. They're like, "That was so cool." I was like, "Cooler than Monster Jam?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like,
Really?
"No, it was not." They're like, "Yeah, it was." I was like, "Okay,
Cool.
memories."
Grandma will take you
right.
next time.
That's right. Memories.
It was pretty cheesy. And I think our whole family is tired. We had 3 soccer games. We were home like maybe 30 minutes before then we had to go to the monster truck show. Poor planning on my part, but
Yeah, that was a long
it's a long day.
field day.
Yeah.
That was busy.
And Van got real excited before the monster truck show. Like he saw a couple of them start up and he was like shaking. And then during the whole thing, he just didn't really care that much. I think he liked it, but it was just like, I've
He's
had
like,
enough.
I want to play with my trucks now.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Where's my trucks I can
Did he
play
get his
with?
trucks taken away?
So Ashley was what do you call it?
What?
She got a witness
Oh.
Van 2 days in a row. He's usually my one that just like cleans up by himself,
Yes.
like he did at your house.
He did, yes.
And he just kept telling me no. And so, I was trying to pull out all the mom tricks. It's like, oh, we'll get a sucker. No. Oh, well, watch a show. No. It was like nonstop. And then today, finally, so he wouldn't yesterday. I forgot what I took away yesterday. Shows. So he's crying all the way home because we couldn't watch a show. And I was like, kid, this is just as much like a punishment for me as it is for you. Then today, I kept telling him, I was like, what's going to work? Like, nothing was working. I was like, if I take away his monster trucks, that's like what he plays with all day. It might work. So I tell him he takes it away, right? He freaks out at your house. So I'm looking at Ashley. I'm like, he understands, right? Like, I'm not going over his head. Like, he understands. He freaks out. We get home. I take it away. He's freaking out. And then he's just like, fine. And like, he keeps asking for them. And I'm like, they're gone. And he's like, just indifferent, and then moves on. And like, Mom kept asking him, and he was just like, So I brought him back out.
Oh.
Not like
Right. Yes.
Yes.
just tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, he had all day without him,
Right. Yeah.
but he literally was. It didn't work. I'm still figuring out what's gonna work.
No, only what, 2,
2.5.
Yeah.
probably only so far, right? Like how much?
I know. I was trying everything. I'd be like, sucker, and he'd get all excited. I'm like, hey, pick up a car. He'd be like, no.
Yeah,
I was
he
trying
did
to do
not.
all like the positive things
Yes.
too, like, oh, race you.
Yeah.
And Ashley's just in the background laughing. Nothing's working.
Just cleaning up.
These are
This
the
is fun.
days.
But she did do my nails.
I did.
They're
Do
beautiful.
the
So
nails.
cute.
Thanks.
So
Good old
fancy.
French. It is fancy. I like
I know.
it.
I feel like a whole different person.
Yeah.
like
have
I'm
you
like-
ever? Have you
Other
done
than
that
mellow
before?
ones.
No.
Be more sophisticated.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like
Yes.
fancy.
Yes.
Every time I look down, I'm like, those aren't my hands.
When I see you tomorrow, I'd like to see you in like a business.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Color shirt
With gold.
slacks.
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, there's
Ooh,
gold
yes.
accents on there.
I know.
It's
Wear
true.
some gold.
It's just, I love them, but I'm just not used to it. I just feel like a whole new woman right now.
You are
Yeah,
Get
whole
my
new
nails.
woman.
Whole new woman.
whole new.
It's crazy
What
what nails will
happened
do.
To your water bottle.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
Who ate it? Who was trying to eat it?
I've got this issue with. No, just kidding. No, you know what? Pretty sure it's just my kids.
They
Honestly, like anytime I've had it outside, they accidentally knock it over and it just
Oh, it wasn't chewed off.
no.
It does look like a
It's
At
just
least
my
it
kids.
totally
They
does.
ate it.
They ate
No, I
it.
was like, what they
They ate it for lunch. No, I don't think it was, but it's possible. It's possible.
You never know.
Never know.
Kids are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Freya kind of played hooky, I guess, on Monday.
She
from school.
admitted to it.
She
She
did.
did.
And
Yes.
Didn't she tell Lucy or Ava?
She
or
told
someone?
Ava. Well, Ava said, "Mom, did you hear that Freya faked sick?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. Whatever."
Yeah, she actually told me, but long before we came outside. She goes, "Mom, I sort of might have said I was sick and I wasn't."
Sort of.
And I was like, interesting. I figured it out. I'm not an idiot. Like 2 hours into like school time, I was like, I sent a video to Mark. I'm all, how sick do you think she is? Like seriously, her, Rock, and Zeta are just blah, blah, blah. And then you did this and I did that. I mean, they're just having a full on play session. She's fine, is like totally good. She did nap though, which I was like, she normally never naps. But
She was just tired.
she was probably tired from the weekend.
Yeah.
We did have a nonstop weekend.
She was tired from all those dirty looks.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Takes a lot of energy.
It's true. Like, yeah, because Sunday we were gone all day with my siblings. We went up to Oktoberfest. If you guys have never been, it's just fun. It's just a fun, simple little thing to do outdoors where it's really pretty. But we came home by 8. Like we tried to get home at a decent time to like get them down. But
Ashley and I went on a hike.
We did.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it looked real ugly. I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah, it looked
Well,
terrible.
everyone was invited. You just would have had to hike your own kids up there.
I had a van, and that's what I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think he's ever. I mean, we've put him in that hiking backpack, but not for that long. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And I had Megan, so I was like, I can't
Oh.
really leave her
Oh yeah, that would have been
that
hard.
long. Yeah.
I mean, it was. The
It
first
looked
part.
gorgeous.
It was
Yeah.
pretty. I thought at one point my heart might explode out of my chest, but I survived.
Yes.
I was like, I should not be breathing this hard.
We both were like that. We took it easy up that first
Oh.
part.
I felt real out of shape.
Same.
Was it pretty steep?
Yeah, I'm at the beginning. I mean,
Who are you asking?
Is that subjective? Subjective question.
For newbies, new hikers like us, yes.
like you're walking up part of like the ski runs.
Like a 10% incline or something? I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know what-
Kim's like,
Like
it was like this.
yeah.
There's
Like,
like a
normally I'm
little
this.
bump like this.
Yeah,
Had to step over a rock. Yeah, it's really hard.
it did. We had to walk through a.
That's why I
Stream
said
for
I
it.
should not have been breathing and my heart beating that fast.
It's the altitude.
You did it though.
I was
Yeah.
blaming it on the altitude.
Totally the
Yeah.
altitude.
That's true.
That's
for sure.
it.
There's
The
Yeah.
higher altitude, it takes
Yep.
everything out of
less
you.
oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
For
go
sure.
with that.
Yeah.
Maybe better shoes next time. Like maybe get a new
She had
hiking
great
fit or
shoes.
something.
There now.
Well, no, but the shoes made it so it's hard to
Oh,
breathe.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just walk at sea level.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
did
kidding.
It's good.
when I was running. I did a run once when my sister lived in California, and I was like, man, I think I'm gonna win. Like I just felt like I could run so fast, and I was like, I'm not in any better shape. It's because I'm at sea level.
Yep.
I remember
Makes
running
a
in San
difference.
Diego one time, like around
Yeah.
our hotel room. I was like, I could do this for days.
Yeah.
I was like, I've
true.
never been able to run like
Yeah.
this in my life.
You don't
Yeah.
breathe. I didn't breathe
Makes a
hard, and
difference.
you're just like going, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Feel like a superhero.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
I did.
say,
I was like, man, I've been
dash.
training a little bit more, but like, I didn't know I was in this good a shape.
I've actually heard that professional marathon runners will come and train here for that reason.
Yeah.
Because then they go back wherever, sea level and they're like kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, going the other ways, I'm sure not fun.
No,
but
probably
No.
not.
True.
like,
They're probably really thinking they're dying.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. I guess going up the canyon is quite a bit. It doesn't justify my
Yeah.
How many miles
I
was
mean,
that?
puffing and puffing.
Oh, like 25, I think.
We were there all
One
day.
way.
Yeah.
25 one
It was
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was only one way. We stayed the night. And then hiked down the next day.
We actually backpacked.
We had a bear incident. It was really scary.
But we ran fast. We escaped the bear.
We did.
We ran uphill.
We did. We got around the bear.
What, like, it was only like 2.5.
Oh, yeah. Round trip.
That's great. It's a fine hike.
We just
Fine,
took
better
our
than
time.
0, right?
Yes, you got out and
Yeah.
It is pretty.
enjoyed nature.
We did. It was actually really nice.
I kind of laughed today because she was doing my nails and you text about Santorini's and I was like, I bet Kim just doesn't know what to do with her life right now.
I don't.
I know. I was like,
it.
you're so funny because you're like kind of like this calm, natured person, but I feel like you're always on the go at the
Yeah.
same time. It's like two counter.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that is true.
It's like
Yeah.
a funny
Yeah.
personality because you just seem kind of calm and chill and like, but you're always going.
Yeah, it is. I kind of feel a little lost.
You've got all this free time.
Yeah. And I'm like, I do feel like I noticed this after I got done with nursing school that I almost did better having like school and work and being busy.
Yeah.
And then when I got done, I was like,
Yeah. Now
What
what?
do I
and
do?
I kind of feel that same way, like
Mm-hmm.
kids every day and craziness. And then it's like, I guess I could do laundry.
Yeah.
Like,
Or I
don't
could
know, I
go
just-
like on a hike or Santorini's or out to
shop at
lunch
Athleta.
or a shop.
Just
Yeah.
drop a
Ooh,
few
those are real cute.
$100.
I
The
did.
pants, yes.
Yeah, I went to Athleta. That I probably shouldn't go there.
But they have
Did,
such
what'd
great
you-
stuff.
did you get pants? What else did you get?
I got 2 pairs of pants.
Okay.
Every pair of pants I tried on, I wanted.
Okay.
Every pair looked cute.
They're
And
flattering. They
I
fit
wanted
great.
I wanted all of them.
Buy them.
Yep.
Right.
She
Get them
did.
all.
Yeah.
What,
Oh,
two?
No kidding. You find them, buy them.
But man,
It's
and their
pricey.
shirts, all their
Yeah.
shirts just hang so nice.
Off your boobies?
Yeah.
Like they hang real nice.
The boobs hang nice or the shirt?
Both.
Hang both.
But I think I was telling Tara that like nice clothes, I feel like they do make it a little bit of a difference. Not
They
that
do.
they're like
I
the highest
know.
end clothes, but
That's
you know,
true.
going from like Target, Walmart clothes to like that.
Mhm.
Well, I bought
It's true.
those, you know, those Athleta joggers that I love that you
Yeah.
bought too.
Yeah.
I was like, well, Old Navy's like a part of Athleta. So they
Oh,
can't
did
be
you
too
try, I did try
different.
the knockoffs, huh?
Yeah, they weren't great.
Not the same.
No.
I did look at those. Oh,
It's real annoying that more expensive
Yeah.
stuff fits better.
they're just way better.
I know. Like, what are you guys doing?
Right?
I know it's
And
like different material.
They were really nice, which I feel like makes it easier to be like, oh, yeah, you're right. I should buy it.
Mhm.
Oh, the people working?
Yeah.
Oh, always.
It's like, yeah, you're good at your job.
right?
Yeah.
when I
Look
went
at your
to
butt in those. Wow.
when I went to Lululemon, there was like a younger dude working, and he was talking to his coworker, and they were talking about how he wants to be a stay-at-home dad, and she's like, "You don't." Like she was young too, and he was like, "Yeah, I do." She's like, I don't think you get it. And I was like, you don't. She's like, really? I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It seems pretty great. I was like, well, yeah, it's great, but this is a lot of work, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He just kept folding, just like, this old lady's trying to talk to me.
I can't go in
A
there.
young
I
kid with
can't
no
allow
kids?
myself.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. He was like in his 20s.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel real bored though.
Well,
I should find a hobby before I
Crochet.
take us
Crochet.
go broke or something.
Knit mittens for Christmas.
There you go.
I can
All the
see you
neighbors.
crocheting.
Oh yeah.
All the neighbors. Little
See, but
hats.
then I get bored.
Matching hats.
Yeah.
I can't just like sit
Kids.
around and
you
I
could
get
binge watch a lot
bored.
of shows
you could.
That is
while you're
true.
knitting or
It's
crocheting.
so
Yeah,
bo-
there
but
you
I
go.
do get bored,
Yeah.
and
I
I'm
know.
like, I need to do something.
Need to
Same.
get
I
out.
haven't cleaned my house for so long,
Yeah.
guys.
No. Do you want to come clean mine?
Yeah, I was gonna
Sure.
say mine's door's always open.
Don't look
You
in my
come in.
window tracks. They're real bad.
Should I clean them?
Oh, now
Sure.
I'm going to look.
I know.
You should never say that.
It's fine.
Ever.
People
They're
were
bad.
talking about how clean, moms were talking about how clean my minivan actually looked in that thing because people were also mad that it was so dirty. But the moms that know were like, that looks clean. Like, where are the petrified fries and
Yeah.
the candy like rubbed into the
Yes.
carpet? And I just kept thinking, I was like, yeah, real clean. This one's van's always
Oh, yeah.
spotless.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, that's what a normal minivan looks like. I was like, yeah, that is what a normal minivan looks like.
I know.
Say
I'm
it
not
louder.
normal.
Louder for
know.
the people in the back.
Do you know what? This is so. I think I was just really excited because we bought that van brand new, and I was like, "This is a brand new car. I'm gonna keep it nice and clean. We're gonna just have it forever. It's just how it's gonna be." And I was driving so much, like I was spending 2+ hours
Yeah.
in a day in the car, and I was like,
It's
"It's
true.
kind of my second home." So I was very, now I just
You
still
still
keep
are.
it clean. The kids know. I'm like, get all your crap out, take all your garbage out. If you spill something, you go get the vacuum and clean it out. You know,
So you're good at
you do it
that.
okay.
You are.
Last time I had it detailed, I think I lasted like 2 months where we were pretty
That's
good.
pretty
I
good.
feel like it was clean.
Oh.
for a
Yeah.
while.
And
Yeah.
then just the first like soccer practice,
You know,
everybody leaves their stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
whatever.
Like
Yes.
that first day of like chaos.
yes.
Then it all goes.
Yep.
I saw a house around here that does car detailing.
Oh yeah, me too.
Mm.
Yeah.
I actually had a car detailer reach out. They're
Oh, did
gonna
you?
do it.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
that's awesome. I love that.
That'd be
Just
nice.
keep getting
I know.
those. You know.
I know. Well, she was like, "Do you know if you have much of a Utah following?" I don't think I do. So I told her, I was like, "I honestly
Really?
don't know." Yeah, because
I
they're
was
like,
surprised how low your Utah following was.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I asked, because they're like, "How big's your Utah following?" I was like, "I really don't think it's a ton," and so I put that out there, and I think it was like 1,000. I mean, not many people answered it. It was like 1,000
Oh, yeah.
Utah and like 9,000 somewhere else.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I mean, So I told them straight up. She's like, "Well, let's just try it," because they said if I get 3 bookings, I can just keep getting
Ooh.
free
nice.
details. I was
Ooh.
like, okay, yeah,
Let's give it
let's
a go.
do it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Why
we'll try
not?
it.
Just waiting on your new van though.
I know, I am too.
I know.
Honda.
Come on.
Do you
need to
listen to this
step it
podcast,
up.
Honda?
I bet they do. Absolutely.
At Honda. I deserve a minivan.
Absolutely.
I actually broke part of the minivan after
no.
making that video.
You did?
You did?
Oh.
Not like while I was making the video. It was at Emmy's game.
Oh. What'd you do?
Yeah, what happened?
So we were all over the place. You yawning? Here,
What?
drink up.
I know, but then I'm not able to sleep at all. That's the problem.
We were like game to game to game.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little, soccer mom wagon. And I had all the chairs in it. And I've been able to lift it before into the van because Matt wasn't there. He was already headed to the next game. So I went to lift it and I was like, what's going on? Like I couldn't move it. I think one of the wheels was stuck on like the back of the trunk and it like
Oh.
broke part of the
Oh, shoot.
trunk.
Whoa.
But I was able to just like snap it back together.
Oh, that's good.
Honda.
They're like,
Ready for a new one.
Ready
I
for a
broke
new
it.
one. 2024?
Yeah.
It's coming?
Yeah.
We
bet
went
it's
to
nice.
one of Emmy's games, and Tyler made signs.
It was adorable.
That is
Aw.
so cute.
That is the cutest.
And he was like, just kept pulling out all his paper, and I was like, buddy, I think that's enough. And he's like, well, Matt won't have one. And just kept writing away.
Did Matt
Aw,
hold one
so
at all?
sweet.
Okay, good. I was
Yeah.
like,
That's really cute.
Sweet.
It was so
it
cute.
was
It's
really
adorable.
cute.
He's got
And then
the
he wanted
sweetest
to
little
go
heart.
to
Yeah, he
Noah's
does.
game,
I know. He really wanted to go.
and all the kids were asking me, "Is Tyler coming?" I was like, "I think he wanted to go, but I don't think he is."
It was far.
I know it was in West Valley,
Wow.
and then we had to come back
That's
and then
far.
go back to West Valley for the monster truck thing.
I should have just went.
Don't you remember
What?
traveling in Wyoming to sports?
Oh yeah, when well, you didn't go to any of my sports.
Well, who watches golf?
Nobody could. But
I mean, you know, it's kind of not a spectator sport,
Right.
but, you know.
so we're from Wyoming. My older siblings all played sports. I played golf, which in Wyoming you can't go spectate. So
You
they didn't.
can't?
No.
No. You
Other
can't
states you
at
can.
state. I think you could at state. But you could
No,
only
there
stand
was
on
one
certain-
tournament that we had a different state there, and their parents could follow us, and
Oh.
it was terrible. They were like lurking. They have to stay so far away,
Yeah.
and they're like lurking in the trees, and they all had like
Oh my
notebooks. I was just like,
That wasn't me. I didn't
No.
do that.
She's like popping out of a bush.
but anyway, when you play sports in Wyoming,
Yeah.
if you go play other high schools,
Yeah.
it's like a 2-hour drive.
Or more.
Or more.
4
Oh.
hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter.
Yeah.
In a blizzard.
Oh.
So
What?
I guess like
Yeah.
we've got it pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
complain about it.
I've got a
A
game
20
that's
minute
like an
drive.
hour and 15 minutes away though, so
That's Billings,
rough.
Montana.
yeah.
So you never got to see her golf?
It wasn't. You couldn't.
What?
It wasn't
That
a
is so
spectator.
crazy.
And really, how could you
Yeah.
watch? You'd
They
have
did.
to follow.
You have to follow, and you have
Right.
to
And I don't know
just,
how
like,
you'd
lurk
follow
in the
hole to
trees.
hole.
They
and
did.
stay off the course.
They just like lurked on the sidelines.
Now,
That's
Vic-
not the sidelines. It's
Vic
the,
could have managed somehow.
Oh,
He would have
yeah.
walked on
he
the
would have been
course.
like in the grass,
Yeah.
binoculars. He would have had the notebook. Mhm.
He would have been keeping
She
track.
didn't count a stroke.
He would have told.
I was going to say, because they do that at the pros.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're not quite at that level yet. They're-
totally. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, Molly was at that level.
Oh, I sucked in high school.
I mean, she's at that level now.
yes,
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
pro now, but
Right.
haven't gone all year.
Neither
Yeah,
am I.
I'm like, you guys need to go. Just take your kids. You could at least go
bought
hit
a-
a bucket.
I bought a Nike golf shirt, and Matt's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I still golf, just not
just-
right now.
Yeah.
It's the wrong season in my life, not weather-wise. In my life, it's not
When
quite the
Van's in
season yet.
preschool and you have a couple hours of
Yeah.
nothing.
We'll go golfing.
That's true.
Sure.
You ready?
I'm ready. Take me. We're gonna
Yeah.
be able to
Yeah,
go
I'm
foursome.
going.
Okay.
The four of We're
Yeah.
gonna do it.
It'll
Okay.
be terrible.
Mark's
but I'll go.
set.
Yeah.
I'll go. Cody said that, I guess he brought up to the guys, he's like, we haven't taken Mark out for his birthday, guys. He's so sweet. And I think they're excited to golf because Matt's like, I was thinking maybe golfing.
Yeah.
He kept bringing it up.
I know
I'm
we were
like,
trying to.
Matt was
They probably
trying
wanna go
the
just as
week
bad.
of his birthday, I think on Friday or something. He was texting everybody. It just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so you guys are having the same problems we're having.
Yeah.
John
Or we
replied-
always have.
John replied that they should go get tacos and go kart.
Yeah.
That's Matt was like, oh, I was like, you should take him golfing. And he was like, but what about John? I was like, he can
He's
ride
fine.
in the cart.
That's right.
He
We
could
can
be
drive you all
he could
around.
be the beer cart.
Yeah.
He could bring the snack cooler.
That's right.
I wouldn't let him
That's right.
drive.
Not if he's
Not
having
after I've
beers.
seen him negotiate stairs.
Oh,
Did you see that
yeah,
video?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that
I
video.
know, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let him drive.
I wouldn't let him drive.
Or-
No.
Not if there's beer involved.
True. True.
Yeah, give him a snack so he can hold a cooler.
Yeah, we don't need golf cart accidents.
Yeah.
But it was funny because it kept being brought up. I'm like, I think the guys really want to golf, which Mark would be.
Well,
He
yeah.
would love.
Well, it's because
yeah, it's because he wants to
go.
go so bad.
Some of those golf cart crash videos are some
Oh.
of my favorite.
They're hilarious.
One where they fly, the woman's driving and the dude flies through the
Yeah.
windshield. They just stop. Oh,
I mean, I
Enough.
think you
Kills
know
me every
you
time.
can definitely get hurt. But I die laughing every time I see him.
They crack me
I
up.
just don't want to be a part of it in person.
Me neither. Me neither. I'll just watch the video. My cousin, her husband is almost done with his internship in med school. And he golfs too with one of his doctor buddies. They got into a major golf cart accident.
Oh, dang.
This was like 6 months ago. And the golf cart literally rolled on top of my cousin's husband and like smashed the shit out of his hand. And
Oh.
what else did it hit? Legs. Like you should have seen how messed up he looked in pictures. And it was on his right hand, his dominant hand that he uses. He's going to be an orthopedic surgeon.
No.
Are they drinking?
No, no, he doesn't drink.
Oh.
So like, and I don't think his buddy does either. No, they were just being like
Oh.
reckless and fearless.
I need seatbelts.
Not him specifically. His buddy was the one driving.
Not
But it was
good.
kind of scary.
Yeah. That would be scary.
Luckily, he's had like a
Crazy.
full recovery. But can you imagine your hand that you use for everything?
No.
We golf with Matt's dad sometimes, and he likes to pretty much give me a hard time because I worked at a course. I know the rules. I try and follow them.
Because we're rule followers.
He does not. He's walking all over everybody's line. He's talking in everybody's backswing. He steals range balls, which I always tell him, I'm like, that's literally stealing. And he's like, no, it's not. I paid for him. I was like, no, you paid to rent them, to hit him into the driving range.
Not
So
take-
he'll sneak them in my bag.
What?
Yeah, he'll put them. I'll always open my bag and there'll be range balls. And I'm like,
What?
Great.
And
Now you made me a thief.
and then I remember one time on the course that he lives on. So I'm like, don't you feel like you need to be a little bit more like careful?
Honest?
Anyway, he like his cart like comes zooming around the corner. He's like high centered. The one wheel's spinning and he just gets out like nothing happened. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, it's time to hit the golf ball. So I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Here
You're like,
we
you're
go.
golfing alone.
No.
I'll be back at par one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Deb?
I'm awake.
For now.
You're
For now,
keeping me
that's how I
awake.
feel.
Should we get into questions
Yeah,
then?
let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
let's do it.
since we have a veteran mom,
How old are you, Debbie? I'm just kidding.
How old am
I mean, you don't have to
How old
share.
am I, Molly? Never mind.
Is she
can
73?
I tell you? No.
Is she episode
She
73?
doesn't believe me.
I
I'm
don't
just kidding.
believe her.
I
She
don't
told
either.
me. Okay,
I know,
so
I know you're not
I
73.
called her the other day
Mm.
and I was like, hey, Mom, we're thinking about going to Disneyland for my birthday because it's Leap Day. I
Yes.
told Matt and he said yes because I think it's my birthday and he can't say no. Because any other time he would say a big hell no, we're not going. And so he said yes. And I was like, what if we brought my mom, just an extra hand? And he's like, yeah. So I call her. She's like, well, yeah, I'm turning 70. And I was like, no, you are not. She's not turning 70
No.
Nice birthday
in
present.
February.
What?
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
You don't. That
I
is
know.
that's
Who
crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
I kept
Yeah.
arguing
Crazy.
with her for a long time, and apparently she's right and I'm wrong, but whatever.
That's weird.
I know.
Moms are never
I
right.
do know how old I am. That's true. We'll point that out.
Yes.
Moms are never right.
Yeah.
And so
They don't know
no matter what you
anything.
do.
No.
So how many kids do you have?
4. One
How many-
boy and 3 girls.
How many grandkids?
I told somebody 13, but I don't have 13. 11. It's 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 11.
Yep.
I told somebody I had 13. It sounded much more impressive.
Maybe grand dogs, maybe.
Huh?
Grand dogs, you know?
Yeah, 2
Oh,
more.
I didn't
More do you-
count them. I don't even know their names, if they're females, males. I don't know what they are. No, didn't count them.
Yeah.
What
Sorry.
other questions do we ask her real quick? I was the noob's child.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I, to this day, now that I'm a mom, I realize how pissed she probably was at
Very,
me.
very.
Not
Not
more
you. I was
me.
mad at Vic.
Well,
It
yeah.
was Vic's
My
fault.
dad.
How far apart are
It was
all
all
the kids?
his. The first 2 are exactly 3 years apart. They were born the same day.
Oh
3
my gosh.
years,
Oh,
exactly
wow.
3 years apart. And then the next one is about 2. And then Molly was,
7.
there's 7 from my youngest to Molly, 13 from the oldest to Molly.
So
Or
my
12 or 13, yeah.
all of her kids were in school
Yeah.
full time.
Yeah.
She was about to just restart
I
a
was-
whole new life.
I was going to college.
She was gonna go.
What?
She was going to. You didn't
Yeah.
ever start, right?
Well, I couldn't.
You ruined
Who
her
says?
You
college
had other
career.
plans.
Yeah,
Who says you can't go to college pregnant? Huh?
True. True.
I could have.
Maybe
But it
the
couldn't have
morning
worked.
sickness.
What?
I had to stay home with you.
I know. I
Yeah.
ruined everything.
That's a big gap.
But I am
Yeah.
now her favorite. So it all worked out in the end.
Well, she's like an only child.
It was.
basically, is
I
what
told them
happened.
that before.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not that she's my favorite. It was
Yeah.
like she was an only child.
We talked about that. We
Right.
were talking about birth order. And I was like, I don't know if I'm really a last child because I'm kind of an only child.
Her older
So-
brother used to take her to daycare and pick her up.
Yep.
She
I
was
remember
5.
he would listen to Nirvana and
yeah.
Tool,
Yeah.
System of a Down, Rage Against the Machines, real loud. I like got a headache as a kindergartner. I was like, I don't think that's right. 'Cause he would listen to it so loud.
It's the only way to listen to that kind of music.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Were you upset, like disappointed, scared when you found out you were pregnant?
I was so mad. I have never been so mad in my life. Nobody even talked to me for a long time. There's a
What?
little story behind it.
Oh, have I heard it? I just learned, like 2 years ago, why I was an oops child?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
the
happened?
story. Well,
Like how
what
you
happened was
conceived?
in Sheridan. Yeah, we took us
Birds and
12
bees.
years,
Well.
7 years. You know, it hadn't
There
happened.
we were
for
making
quite a few
dinner.
years. Yeah, you know, one thing led to another. Appetizers,
Stop.
dessert,
Yeah.
dessert.
Uh-huh.
Stop.
Okay.
Gross.
He went
You
down
don't
and
do
I
that.
went down.
No, what happened was Vic was supposed to get fixed. Is that the right
Yes,
term?
Vic.
That sounds like a dog term.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, it does.
Little snippy snip.
In Sheridan, they didn't have the specialists that could do it. So you had to schedule like, I don't know, 6 months, 3 months in advance. So he was scheduled to get fixed. What do you call it?
A vasectomy.
Well,
A
fixed.
snip. Not fixed. That's
Snipped.
dogs.
He was going to get snipped. Yeah, that's true. You don't lose everything when you
Yeah,
get
you don't
snipped.
get your balls are still
Right,
there.
that's
You
true.
can't tell. You got to make
Yeah.
sure you clarify
I better
that
not
'cause
use
people.
the dog
people-
term.
yeah.
Anyway, the doctor called and canceled
What?
that was going to do it. He was going out. He was going somewhere. He wasn't even from town, but he
He's
was
all
going.
Molly called, and she's got other plans.
Yeah. So I said to Vic, it's your turn to use some type of birth control
Yeah.
because I had used it for, I felt my amount of time.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work, obviously.
And here I
So
am.
then came along Molly.
Yeah,
Oh.
they told me this like a couple of years ago, and I was like, so I need to find this man and thank him for my life? They're
Yep.
like, yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Which I was like, Dad, good job for being proactive. And
Yeah.
because I feel like back then that wasn't normal
What?
to get vasectomies.
Yeah,
Was
Oh,
it? I feel like it's more normal and
more now.
Maybe we weren't
No, it
normal. We
was.
we weren't normal ever.
Oh.
So
explains some things.
yeah, some things.
It was.
So I worked at
Really?
Yeah.
I worked at a YMCA at that time. I always worked a back desk with people, and they wouldn't even talk to me
because you were
they
so
knew I was
angry.
so
mad. I was mad. And
I
everyone
don't
that came
blame
through
you.
said, "Oh, you're gonna love her." I never said I wasn't gonna love her.
It's okay,
They just
Molly.
said it's all
We
gonna
love you.
work out. It's a blessing. Blah blah blah. She is. She has been.
Yeah. Did she sleep in a cement room for the first 2 years?
No,
Just kidding.
no. She was a blessing.
That's
She was,
sweet.
It
but
was great.
I would be real pissed also.
That'd be
if that
hard.
happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was. I have to admit I was mad. My mom finally says, "It takes two." I said, "That's the only time my mom ever talked to me about sex is when she said it takes two."
You're like, no
Are you
kidding.
serious?
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, after
After I've had three
three
other
other
ones.
ones. Now you're telling me that's how it works? It takes two? Really?
Really? Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
Would have never guessed.
Yeah.
But we were thinking, since, we're parenting in different generations, we would kind of ask a few questions of how it's different now to when you were parenting. And I asked a few people on my Instagram, so I have a few questions there, and then if we can come up with some other ones. But what did good parenting look like at the time?
Wow. What does good parenting look like now? I mean,
Yeah.
really, you can't really. I couldn't look at somebody and say she's a good parent. We're
Right.
all different parents. Good parenting probably then. I think it's the same as it is now. Respect, an example, trying to make memories with your kids. I don't. That's kind of a tough one because what's a good parent now? I mean,
Well, I
what do you
think-
compare that to? There's no comparison.
Gentle parenting.
We're all
Yeah,
so
considered
I think
different.
now there's just so
Now.
much more
Right?
out there with social media and stuff
True.
trying to tell us what good parenting is compared to
Mm-hmm.
But back then there was TV.
yeah
That was a no-no, kind of. You didn't
for
raise
kids to watch TV.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that was kind of, and then there was
Like
other
at all?
influences at that time. And I remember my mom saying, probably the same thing I would say to you is, I'm glad I'm not raising kids now in this generation because of the challenges that there are.
there's
We
just
had
new
challenges, too.
Yeah.
You know, like she thought you guys watched too much TV. You know, there was still the social aspect. There was still the outside, you know, playing outside, that type of thing was okay. But there's still stuff like scary stuff, kidnapping. I mean, that was a big deal.
I remember that when I was.
Yeah, it was huge, those kind of things. So I don't know. I can't really say that's like comparing me to, I don't know.
Did you limit screen time? Like, did you have a limit for
No,
your kids?
no.
Yeah.
They didn't watch much. They did go outside. They had friends, kind of like your neighborhood,
Yeah.
which is an awesome deal because then they have incentive to go outside.
True.
Yeah.
So they have somebody to play with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they didn't have anybody to play with, that might have been different. But they could wander a little further than your kids can now. They could walk
Right.
to a pond, maybe a half mile or so down the road and spend time. And of course, we didn't have phones, no communication or anything. So at that time, it was a safe thing to let them kind of do their own adventures. And
I don't get how you did that though without phones.
Oh my gosh.
what
I don't
either.
either.
At what age would you allow that?
A phone?
No,
like letting
them
them-
venture out like a ways away.
I would say that probably happened at 8 or 9, you know, but I mean, it was just all such innocent stuff. And they'd go in a group. I wouldn't allow them to go alone.
Yeah.
There'd be a group of them, you know. It was what was our neighborhood called? They had a neighborhood gang.
The
They called
Parkway
it
Posse.
Parkway Posse. Posse.
That's awesome.
That's cute.
So, you know, there was a pond, I don't know, like I said, half a mile away. They'd go throw rocks, catch frogs. There was open fields next to our house. They'd throw rocks at each other, build forts. Yeah, it's no big deal.
I don't remember any of this. This
Well,
was before my time.
Well, because you were only 2-ish in that house. Yeah. Then we
okay.
moved.
That was a different house.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I was
Then
like,
we
I don't
moved.
even remember any pond.
Yeah. It's because there wasn't one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Otherwise, I would have shoved you off to the pond, too. Hey, go play.
Yeah.
At 5. No,
There
kidding.
is a lot of times where my siblings will talk about, oh, you remember this? I'm like, no. And they'll be like, well, yeah, because you weren't born yet. I was like, sweet.
Or too young. Yeah.
Yay.
Cool.
Glad I'm part of the cool kids.
Do you have any regrets for any of your parenting choices?
Oh my
Ooh,
gosh.
that's a good one.
Do you guys have any regrets? I mean, yes.
Like every day?
Yes. I mean, that's just something you're always going to look back to, and you shouldn't. I always try to tell myself I did the best job I knew how. And I've got regrets, of course. But
You want to confess those? We're here.
Just lay them all out right now.
which one?
Which child or what?
Yeah, which child?
Right.
Which, yeah. They all misbehave. Some.
So, like we said before, you have 4 kids.
Mhm.
Did you kind of get less cautious with each one, or like?
I think I trusted each one a little bit more as they came along. The first one, he didn't have a chance.
I know they're our little test
The poor
test child.
kid, he
Yeah.
just didn't have a chance.
I know.
The second one was a girl. The first one was a boy. The second one was a girl, and she had more of a chance. The third one, I let her have too many chances.
She's the one that made me look like an angel.
Yes.
Like I mean, I wasn't an angel, but
Yeah.
I seemed like an angel.
She helped that cause.
Yeah.
She probably had to be an angel after she saw what she did.
Yeah.
So, no, she's an awesome kid now. She just challenged us at one point in our
Now.
lives.
I mean, I only have 2, and I feel like I relaxed so much more with the
second one.
You just
Didn't you feel like you were overworked and overwhelmed with one? Didn't one?
it's
Do
a
you
lot.
remember that? I remember one was so hard. It just
did-
seemed
yeah.
like, oh, there's so much work. I've got to do this, got to do this. And then the second one came along, and you're like,
because
Wow,
one is like
what'd
your
I do
only
with one?
focus. You're so
Yeah.
like narrowed on that one child.
right.
It's probably why they all have similarities in how they
Yeah.
behave.
Their
For that
personalities
first
yeah,
kind
their
of.
Yes.
personalities are definitely
Yeah.
all very similar because they just got like that
All the
narrowed in
attention, all the
Yep.
Yeah.
All the negative attention.
Yeah.
All the, they got everything.
Everything.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you experience grief around your kids growing up and leaving home?
The oldest stayed in Sheridan. He went to a junior college there, so I thought he would be the hardest, but no. The second one stayed in Sheridan. The third one, I was kind of happy she went away.
Oh my God.
She went far too.
She went far. She needed to grow up.
She went all the way to the East Coast.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
nanny.
She,
She
peace,
needed
Mom,
to-
I'm out.
Yeah, well, she needed to get out, and we were okay with
Adventure.
that.
Yeah.
So she, we didn't grieve that much.
Oh my God.
No,
I,
it was hard without her
Yeah.
because you're always thinking
she was
about
ready.
her.
You
Yeah.
guys, I feel like you were
Shit.
both just ready.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think kids prepare you for
for the
when
distance.
they. Oh yeah,
And the
totally.
I mean, we've talked
Totally.
about it before, but we all have different personalities.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
All of like my siblings and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and she was definitely one that was ready to leave. And
Yeah, Yep.
Get me out of here.
yeah.
yeah. She prepared us. We were
sense.
prepared.
And then me, she cried.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah. She was
You
the
didn't want
last
me to
one.
leave.
She was
she
it.
really grieved me leaving.
Well,
She'd officially become an
there's
empty
a
nester.
story. It
I
was
know.
like we dropped her off at college. She was happy where she was at, but it was like
It
dropping.
was just fine.
It was dropping a kindergartner off. Do you know that awful feeling where, oh, is she going to find a friend?
Oh,
Is there going
yeah.
to be somebody to play with? She's just wandering
She's crying.
around.
She's like, you just don't have any friends. And I was like,
She
she'll
just
be
look-
fine. Like, I wasn't even worried.
You know, they kind of wander around looking for that person or somebody to attach to. And I'm just going, is she going to be okay? We got to leave. Vic, I need a dorm room. I'm going to
Yeah.
go back to college.
Yeah.
That same college she went to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not go?
Oh.
She was tough. That was tough. That was my last child.
Yeah.
So that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I could see the last being a lot harder.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think so.
Was the mom guilt slash shame the same, or is that all because of social media? Like, did you feel mom guilt?
Yes. I mean, we
Do you
all.
think it's worse now?
No, I think it's the same. I think everybody's got the mom guilt, regrets. I think I would treat it if one of you guys had some guilt about something. I would treat it differently than how I treated it myself, because I think that when you go into that guilt trip, it's just overwhelming. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. It's not your fault.
Yeah, but what do you do to?
You just have to get past it. There's a time. I mean, you're definitely there's gonna take you a couple weeks to get past it. But I just think for your health, for a mom's health and welfare, and for the rest of her family, you've got to get past things. And
Yeah.
that happened the other day. Some girl got up and she started talking about how guilty she felt because her two kids weren't following the path that she wanted them to. And she said she was a failure. And she said it in a group of women. And I said, okay, stop right now. I had to stop her because she was just talking herself into it being a failure and having all this guilt. And I said, no. You can have guilt. You can feel that guilt for a while, but you got to get past it. You're not a failure. You know, she had 2 other little kids that she had to move on to and learn from the 2 mistakes that she thought she made, which she didn't. You know, I wouldn't say mistakes. That's not the right word. She learned from
challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
she
think-
needed to move on.
Nowadays, I think just social media is just the comparison game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That plays into that guilt. Like, oh, this mom's doing this cute
Mhm.
arts and crafts, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe I got that from you. I'm like, I don't know. My kids are loved.
Yep.
Like, they know they're loved. We're good. We're good. I don't need to do arts and crafts or
Yeah.
do something abnormal. Like, they're loved. We can be goofy together. Like, I feel like each family has their own thing.
Yep.
Right.
Like, arts and crafts
Right.
has never been my thing. Why would I
Right.
all of a sudden be like, oh, yeah, let's do this elaborate craft, even though that's not
And you
part
know
of me.
what? There's no generational gap there as far as I'm concerned. I had those, I mean, back then, there was always articles that were coming out that were saying, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're wasting your time. I mean, they compared a lot of
Jeez.
at-home moms with working moms. And so there was that guilt there. So I don't think it's changed.
I think
I
we think it
think-
has, but
No,
Probably
I
hasn't,
don't think
yeah.
it has.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that
That's
there's
interesting.
Yeah.
still the comparisons.
yeah.
So
And you're the one that's comparing. You're the one that's
Yep.
putting yourself into
True.
that situation.
Yeah.
yep.
You're seeing somebody that you think has a perfect life, that's doing all these things. You're the observer. You don't know
Yep.
what's going on
True.
in that home.
Yeah.
And you know good and well that it's not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
There's
just
stuff
showing
going
the-
on that's
Yep.
that's kind of just a good front.
Yes.
I
You
think
know.
now you have probably exposure to maybe people, like more people, just
Mhm.
with social media and the
That
pictures.
could be
that
true. Yeah.
maybe you didn't. You just interacted a little bit differently.
Mhm. I agree.
But
Do you remember reading or hearing about like all the different parenting styles and discipline and
Oh yeah.
yeah?
Sure.
What was
Because
it
that's
then?
about when the spankings, the
Oh.
kind of the controversy of spanking came about. Because we were spanked.
Yeah.
This is probably not the best thing to be saying because I know we're going to get some people, but we got spanked. And so that's what we learned is discipline. And
Yeah.
I always say we turned out okay. So I don't remember spanking my kids that much ever, but back in that day, that kind of was the way
That was
to
the norm,
discipline.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they went into no spanking. Let's do the timeout, which I thought was a much more effective
Yeah.
way of disciplining. And now
There's
the
a bunch of
talking
different-
through,
Yes.
back then you said no and you didn't explain anything. I think now, and I'm just saying this for me. I mean,
Yeah.
my word, there's so many different parents
It's
out
true.
there. There's so many styles. I mean, I can't say that everybody
Yeah.
had the same
Yeah.
routines or discipline.
The journey of it is interesting though. Like seeing that change and that shift through
I
the
love it.
generations.
I love your generation as far as parenting. I love how you communicate with your children,
Me too.
how you explain everything, how you're not perfect. I learned my parents were perfect. Therefore, I don't know if my kids thought that we were and never made mistakes, but you guys are more willing to admit
Yeah.
that you've made a mistake. And the kids need to see that. They need to see, oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. That was a bad judgment on my, part. They
Yeah.
need to see that you're human and you make mistakes. We never talked to them. If we said no, you better not question
That's
why
Yep.
we said no.
that's what I was.
Raised on
Yeah,
that.
I think we all were. And
Yeah.
I still catch
Right.
myself saying it or like
Well, you
they
don't want
say
to
no,
explain it.
why? I'm like, because I said so. I hate that when that comes out,
I
but I'm
know.
like,
That's what we
it's because
said.
I That's what I said.
Well, and sometimes we're in
Just
a
listen to me.
Yeah, sometimes we're in a rush in a situation. We may not have the time to
explain,
communicate the whole
right.
situation, and it's like just cuz right now, you know,
Yeah.
get there. But
But
Do you-
you're more calmer.
Yeah.
You're a lot. Well,
Sometimes.
I've seen.
I
Well, I don't know. Tempers don't seem to flare I don't know.
As much.
It just seems like you're a little bit calmer generation.
I'll pull
No?
up some camera footage for you.
Yeah.
I'll say,
John
Do
came
you-
home once.
this is
He
your
was worried.
front. Huh?
I remember Matt's mom talking to me once how she loved that I talked to my kids instead of like talk at them.
Right.
Like we talked kind of, and she also loved like talking about emotions and stuff. She said she was never raised,
Right.
and she said she never did that with her kids, and she really wishes she did. Is that something
Totally.
similar?
Oh, I totally agree with that.
I remember you hide. I feel like you would hide if you were mad or
Yeah.
sad. You would, and that's why when she cried when I left, I was like, "Holy cow!" Because I rarely ever saw you cry.
Yeah. Well, my mom never cried. She's
Well, yeah,
never
that,
showed
this
any
is
emotion.
what I'm talking.
So
That's
I never.
the generational thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you didn't get help.
Yes.
No counseling. No therapy. Nothing.
Jeez.
You worked through it. No drugs. No.
Yeah.
I just wanted drugs. I mean, you know,
Just give
all I wanted.
Feel better.
Just some
Yeah.
drugs.
Give me a happy
No,
pill.
back then, you know, that you just managed. You just did it.
Yeah.
But the other thing I like about your type of parenting is that you guys do talk level with the child. I like that you
Yeah.
get eye to eye.
Yep.
You know, it's not effective to stand over a child and say, you know, you're just so much bigger.
Yeah.
You know, but when you get down on your knees and you're at their level and say, hey, listen, this is, or even the whispering or not that raised voice so much, just talking right at them. I think you get a lot more, a good response,
Yeah.
a better response than trying to talk above them.
Do you think that's like the biggest difference you see in parenting now compared to then? Just like the role as a parent, like just like I'm the parent, you listen, you're the child. And now we try to kind of like,
Yeah.
do you think that's one of the biggest things you see a difference in?
I think the communicating, the disciplining, I still think kids need to be disciplined. I'm not one to say that they don't need the discipline, that they're not always
You
right.
just don't need a whooping.
They don't need a spanking. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I agree.
More, a little bit
No
more
reason.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I think you guys all communicate well with your husbands. You know, my husband worked shifts, so I was on my own a lot, which I totally respect a single parent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how they do it without some type of support.
I
don't
feel like
know.
that's not more, well, yeah, that is parenting. Because I feel like
You have to be on board with
nowadays
your
we're-
husband.
Yeah, well, nowadays
yeah.
I feel like the husbands are more
I think
involved
so.
with
They're
parenting
totally
compared-
involved. That's
Yep.
that's an
Like,
awesome.
I
thing.
don't feel like Dad was ever not involved. Like
No.
he took me to McDonald's. Like that's one of my best memories. Is every Friday in kindergarten he would take me to McDonald's. He would pick me up from school.
See, by the fourth child, we knew kind of what to do.
Right. Right.
It's kind of like, you know.
But I
maybe
do
the
feel
fourth
like
one-
that's a big, not just like with you guys, but I feel like a lot of times like there's a couple in the neighborhood that's like, oh my gosh, I love seeing the dads out there like actually playing and having fun with the
totally
kids.
agree with that. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Because back then, they were raised, the mom did everything, the dad worked, you know, and so then we came in the second generation. The dad still worked, the mom worked at home, and the dad wasn't as involved, I guess. I mean, he was, but
Yeah.
he wasn't. He claims he changed diapers, but no, he did not.
Never? What about mine?
He says he did you, but if it came to a poopy one, no.
I think I had him slightly wrapped around my finger. 'Cause I think
Well-
that was the first one that he ever bought like tampons for and stuff. he called
Yeah,
me.
you
He's
wouldn't
like,
dare.
what are all
No.
these scents and sizes and just
That's
like what
so
am I
true.
supposed to grab?
Yeah.
He wouldn't go buy them for
That's kinda
me.
confusing.
Yeah, I know. So I don't ever remember him not being involved, but I know like seeing Matt play more with the kids
Right.
and
He supported you. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he would attend your sports other
Yeah.
than golf, but he would go do those things.
Yeah.
You know, but he just, and it wasn't anything against him.
No,
It's just
was
that
that's the-
generation.
yeah.
That's kind of what their thinking was.
So crazy. My mom has actually said that. She said, I've noticed, I love how involved Mark is. She said that exact thing about diapers. She's like, John, my stepdad, he's like, he didn't change any diapers, none. Like, or she could like count on one hand how many, you know?
Yeah, right.
I got to give credit to my dad because his current wife and also my mom both have said he was like, he's just another breed with that kind of stuff because he was very like involved in that way.
Uh-huh.
But they also got divorced. And I think, you know, I was raised by a single dad. So when it was me and him, like I was his only focus. So that's probably a big part of it. But it's just funny, the things you're saying. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
word, my mom has said that
Right.
identical thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes. Yeah.
the generations are just so different.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is the dads. I just think that is wonderful.
I
Yep.
know
That they
it's
are
awesome.
so involved.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so important in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even then they were, but just that they'll play and
Yeah.
Yep.
just everything. That's
Yeah.
probably one of my most favorite things, seeing the dads involved.
How do we stay close as a family even into adulthood?
You do things as a family.
I feel like I've maybe it's because
He's like, Molly, you spend time together.
I
love
was
it.
just gonna say I feel like maybe it is because I was a oops and just kind of an only child, but I feel like I've gotten closer to my siblings since I've been older.
Me too.
yeah.
And maybe that's just
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, you know, your kids can be like worse enemies when they're younger,
Right.
but then they grow up and realize, oh,
what we had.
like
Yeah.
you are kind of a cool human.
And
you
we're
know?
not
Yeah.
together 24/7,
Right.
so we can
Right.
tolerate
Yes,
each other
that's
a
true.
little bit more.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll be
I
really
don't
happy
know.
for that day.
They want to know how to,
Keep them close.
I don't know.
Do you think have like a family hobby? Like when I just think about growing up, my mom and them boating was our thing.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. I've heard that like own a boat, you'll always be close, or own a
Camping,
camping
I
trailer,
suppose,
you'll always be
yeah.
close. You know what I mean?
We
Things
never
like
had
that.
any hobbies.
I'm
I'm not a hobby
We
person.
I don't
camped?
have any.
We camped, but we don't do any arts and crafts. I'm on your
No,
side.
we did not do any
Arts
art.
and crafts. Bad at that. Really bad.
Too.
Yeah.
I am too.
Do you have any? I love this one. I feel like moms just have everything and know everything. But did you have any home remedies or like mom hacks that you used?
Wow.
There's probably a lot.
Well, one thing that they always say is when you're talking to your child, act like you really know what happened. If there's something you're questioning,
Oh.
and they think you know, and then they'll confess.
Uh-huh.
So,
There you go, Molly.
act like you know, and you kind of
So
can.
that's what you did this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yes.
You just had an act.
Yes. You just.
I know what you did.
I
Molly.
always it's hard to talk to teenagers and kids as they're getting older. I would always use a story. It was about them, but I made it sound like it was a story about somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Say someone was having a problem with a friend or something, like maybe they were a bad influence or something. I could make up a really good story about
Learning all your tricks now.
About-
Looking back, I was like, oh, so that was about me, huh?
kid- kids love stories.
Well, yeah.
I don't
True.
care what age they are. They love stories.
You're right.
So you find a story where it pertains to their situation, good or bad, and you use that story, and they're going to listen, and something's going to go off in their brain because it's not going to go off when you're trying to tell them anything. Not as a teenager,
Yeah.
usually. You can't tell them. Now, Molly might be able to tell Ashley's kids something, and they
Yeah.
probably would respect it coming from someone else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they're
It's
not
true.
going to listen to you. I'm just saying.
No,
Sorry.
sometimes I'm like, guys, can you like?
Can you parent them for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Seriously,
Yeah.
that's why it's
Definitely.
important to have
Yeah.
really good friends that
Yeah.
can kind of, if you see something happening, that's when you go in and say, hey, I'm seeing this behavior, or make a story up. I like to
Yeah.
make stories up.
Try
They're
to
really good. Stories are good.
I think I've told them multiple times, but I'm like, I don't know how you did it, but And I don't know if it was my personality or how you parented, but I always felt guilty without you even doing anything. Like, I think I grounded myself multiple times.
Yes, we learned that on the fourth one also.
How
The
did you
best-
I don't know how you did it, because you, and like I said, I don't know if it was my personality, but you'd be like, did you drink? And I'd be like, yep.
No. The best treatment is the silent treatment.
So, yeah. And then I would ground myself and silence myself in my room.
You just act really disappointed.
Yes, it was
Which you
terrible.
And silent treatment.
It worked.
Seriously, that's when they confess.
Yeah.
Always getting
There's-
emotional thinking about she's having.
See, I would have a hard time with that.
I had a hard time
I
with
would
three
be
of them. That's
worried.
why the fourth one was easy. Obviously, it didn't work on the 3, but it worked on the 4th. And I wish I would have learned it on like the 3rd one at least. But I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
But do you think
Yeah.
that was personality? Like, my personality is way different than Nikki's.
I just think that lecturing a child just does not work.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we
Yeah.
did. Because you would get so mad
Yeah.
and so worked up.
Yes.
And not to be able to say anything, oh no, you just explode.
It
and
almost
you
does. It is more
should
powerful in a way.
Yes.
What's
It
that?
was.
It's not
I-
quiet. It's-
Yeah. Always
Totally.
felt real bad. I was like, oh, I disappointed my parents.
Well, who wants to hear they're disappointed in them?
Yeah.
No one.
True.
You know,
You're
you
right.
go out and say, hey, I'm really disappointed in your behavior. But you guys have learned that. That's
that-
the communication that
that's
I'm
the
talking
part.
about.
I love that part. What I mean with the silent treatment, I would be like beating myself up, like, oh, are they in their room like crying right now? Because I'm not talking to them. That's what I would be doing. Not
If
I
you were-
want to
well,
go
when
lecture
you're-
them.
If you
when
were
you're
mad,
parenting a teenager, you'd probably be
Yeah.
like, yeah, they should be crying.
yeah.
Yeah, for whatever it is
For what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know. I'm
should
not
be
there
feeling
yet.
bad.
Yeah. So that's kind of the best treatment. It works on Vic too.
See, I could do it to Mark, no problem. I could do it to Mark, no
He'll do
problem.
anything for me if I'm silent. Because I'm not the silent partner. I'm the talker.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So
Taking notes. What is it like watching your kids parent?
I love it. One time I heard a speaker say, how will I ever know that I was a good parent? And the speaker said, no, he asked his father how he would ever know that he was a good parent. What was the signs that he was a good parent? And the father said, you won't be able to tell until you see your grandchildren. I think that's interesting. So
Oh.
that would be
That's
your
cute.
kids.
Yeah.
So that's your kids parenting, but you don't see it until they have kids. So I thought that was kind of an interesting point because
Yeah.
the more you think about it, the more sense it makes. You really
Yeah.
can't tell until,
But it's kind of funny because I
That's
feel
true.
like, again, we all parent different.
well,
like
yeah,
me and Nikki and Tracy.
right. But I have great grandkids. They're
Yeah.
all good kids.
But
They're
every
all-
kid is different. So they,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Just
I
like
would
our
never
own.
admit that I had a bad grandchild.
Oh, yeah, that's true. we always joke.
by the way.
Like that one.
My dad always jokes because my sister Nikki has always been very hands-on, very like will do anything at the drop of a pin for her kids, right?
Uh-huh.
Tracy, on the other hand's kind of been like a free range, like, you guys got it. You're fine. You're old enough to do this. And then I feel like I'm kind of
In between.
right in between.
Tracy is a disciplinarian, though, big time.
Yeah.
Which surprises me. I thought Nikki would be the one that. It's funny too how you kind of figure your kids out. You think,
You think?
and then they totally are the opposite of
Or like
what
how
you
they're going to
think.
parent.
Yeah, they're totally the opposite of what you think, because I thought Nikki would be the more disciplined one.
Yeah.
And she was the one that gave me the most trouble. Tracy, I thought she would be the more free, like, go do what you want. It's okay. And no, she's a real
Well, she does let them go do what they want, but yeah,
She's
is
strict.
She is pretty strict with them.
but she's a good. All you guys are good moms. You're just different.
And then me.
Well,
What did you think I was going to be?
I thought you were going to be awesome, Molly.
That's right. I knew it. And
Yeah,
how did
such
it turn
a good
out?
example. Well, I don't know yet because they're not grown yet. Let's wait till those teenage years. We'll see.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
This one says, do we have similar personalities?
You and me?
Yeah.
No. In the first place, I would never get in front of a camera like I am right now, right?
Yeah, you would.
No. I'm not good in front of a group. And theater
What?
and all that stuff that she does, I would die. I
You're
could
still
not.
like an
No.
extrovert, though.
That's probably
Like
your
in
generation.
crowds,
though.
you're the one that's talking to
I'm not
everybody
good in a
nonstop.
crowd. I am good in a small numbers.
Okay.
but I don't know where you came from.
I don't.
Not sure.
Well, I think
and
I-
your dad?
yeah, that's why I'm
Whoa.
like, we're more similar,
Well,
way
yeah,
more
that's
similar than
true.
me and Dad.
Well, true. Nobody's like Vic.
No, Matt is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
they are a
he's
lot
a grumpy
alike.
old
That's
man
true.
like Vic.
Yeah.
So you-
Yeah.
And
you
he's not
married
even
your
old
dad.
yet.
I did marry my dad, 100%.
And he's not
Big
even
old
old. Yeah.
Ornery teddy bears.
Yeah. True.
I'll see.
True.
Is there any more?
So I have a question.
Oh.
How do you, like, having your kids all take different paths?
Mm-hmm.
How did you deal with that? Because some of them you probably, did you approve of them all? Like-
No.
So how did you deal with that?
You know, I just always hoped, and you pray a lot, that they'll make good adult decisions. That's all you can do. You can't, you send Molly off to a foreign school. Utah.
Foreign. It was in Utah.
It was a long ways away, though. It was a long.
Consider
It's
it
a
foreign
long
when you're
ways.
from
It is a
Wyoming.
long ways.
if you live in my state, you usually stay in the state.
Right.
Like I think 90% of my school went to the University of Wyoming.
yeah.
So
she
yes,
went,
I was very foreign going to Utah.
She's
but
going
at
off
that
into the
point,
distance.
I had no control. So it's like it's all about kind of that control. You just hope they have a really good foundation. Because I thought she's gonna find a boyfriend. What if I don't approve? She's gonna find a
That's a whole new
husband.
thing. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, she's gonna get married. I won't know him. I won't know the family. In Sheridan, you knew everybody.
Yeah.
You knew them. You knew their families. You knew, and you could talk. You could
yeah.
talk to the parents because you, like I said, you knew
Small
everybody.
town.
But when you sent somebody away, when you sent your child away, you didn't know what they were gonna. You didn't know the decisions they were gonna make, or who they were gonna meet, or that they were.
So
good
when they're adults, then if they were dating someone you didn't like or doing something you didn't approve of, what did you do as a parent? Because they're adults, they're not in the home.
Exactly.
What'd you do?
To probably tell them a story.
So I know this one couple, and the dude is pretty sketchy.
He's from Utah,
can't-
which is ironic.
You know,
Yes, from Utah.
there's,
Weird.
there's absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You let them make their mistakes.
Right.
And I mean, you let them marry that person isn't going to work out. But are you going to go to your child and say, he's bad news?
Well, they're not
I can
gonna
see her-"
listen.
No,
Even
that's what
as
I'm saying.
teenagers.
You
You're
can't
right.
do that.
No.
You can't do it. Just doesn't work. It's,
Because then it would probably be more damaging to your relationship with them,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's nothing, I mean, as an adult, you just hope, like I said, they've got the foundation.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll see the red flags if they're there. I have one that has made some bad choices in
Yeah.
partners, and I saw it. I really believe in arranged marriages.
Did you always keep your opinion to yourself? Did you ever voice it?
Yeah, after the fact. I know. And
I
one,
told you so.
I told you so.
Well, no,
you
you
know,
didn't.
That guy's
Well,
so.
I thought it the whole time.
Yeah.
I said one of them was married for 9 months, and we met the guy. I mean, we didn't know him. Like I said, we didn't know anything of him. We just
This
met
is
him. and-
Matt.
This is
This
me.
is about Matt.
I was actually
Yes.
married before Matt.
Yeah. And we could see it wasn't going to,
Mhm.
but we didn't say anything. And then when it was all over with, she said, Mom, did you not see that this wasn't going to work? And I said, if I would have told you before you got married, it wasn't going to work, how would you have reacted? She goes,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
It's true.
They just have to learn.
It's true.
It hurts. It
Oh.
hurts you as much as it hurts them.
That
Yes.
scares me real bad.
Same,
When they
like-
start
Yeah.
dating, like, what if I
Oh.
don't like
Dating
them?
is tough.
Ugh.
Did you
That's
take
tough.
that same approach even when they were younger? Like when they first started dating, like in high school and all that?
Yeah, there was a
That was-
couple that, well, that was story time again. I'm telling you, stories really do work because then it makes them start to think.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you tell them, hey, I don't approve of this guy, you know, he's got a reputation, he's on drugs, whatever. Yeah, right, Mom. Yeah. Then you start telling the story. Well, I knew a girl that dated a guy. They went on
Yeah.
a date, and he was using some drug, and he influenced the girl to use. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you can go all over the place with it.
No,
it
it
just
is a good
depends on how
point.
extreme you
Yeah.
want to go. And then they're thinking, oh, yeah, I'm dating somebody like that. That could happen. You know,
Yeah.
It probably
kind of
just
like
takes their thinking out of the like, you know, when you're in it, you don't see past
Exactly.
this
True.
love, and so
Yep.
it takes their thinking outside of the
it's that
emotional
story.
part of it.
Yep.
It's because they're looking at things a
Yeah.
little differently. They're thinking, oh,
Probably more logical.
And they're not taking it personal because you're not directing it at them.
right.
You know, you're just.
And you have to find
Yeah.
the right time to be telling stories.
I'm gonna tell stories for everything.
I
now.
actually really
Yeah.
like that.
It does.
That's my
I'm not-
biggest takeaway. I'm
Yeah,
going to tell lots of
I
stories.
I
like
used to use it, and one of my Tracy, my second daughter, she was petrified of stuff I would tell her. I mean, it really worked.
The fear
She's
parenting.
She's like, no, please
Yeah,
not another
good
story. Mom."
parenting, huh?
Another story.
No, she really took it to heart.
Did she?
There was never anything.
I
I would
know, I'm
never go to
teasing.
an
I know,
extreme,
I know.
but she took it to heart.
She was like,
really,
I like to scare my kids sometimes.
Yeah.
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 There was this doll that came out of the closet. and he
Don't
lived
play with
with the
dolls.
guy
You don't go to
named
sleep.
Matt. Yeah.
Don't play with dolls.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions that you can think of?
No,
I mean, I have lots I could probably go.
I
down.
know, me too. The broken heart thing. That's the one that scares me the most.
Yes.
Because, like, when I see my kids hurt, even now,
yes,
as the parent, I want to stomp in, like, ah, I'm like, save them, but I don't because I know,
you can't.
right. Like, if they come to me, I will love them and be there for them, but I know they have to learn those.
And the
Life.
worst thing you can do is defend, say something to the effect, well,
Right.
it's not your fault.
Right.
None of this is your fault. You can't defend them in that respect. They have to know that, that they make mistakes, and
Yeah.
it's some things are their fault. You know, you want to defend them, like you said.
Right.
You know, have a friend come home and say, "Hey, your hair looked ugly today," or
Yeah.
something to that effect. You want to go
Yes.
stomp on the kid,
100%.
and you can't. What am I trying to say?
Like fight their battles.
No, you can't do
No.
it. You just can't do it. And you can't
Because
you can't talk about the other child. I guess that's the
Yes.
thing. You can't put the blame on somebody else, because in that's a whole different example to them. They're going to go be raised in life and grow up thinking it's always somebody else's fault.
It's true.
So if they come home and say, well, so-and-so was really mean to me, and then you're saying, well, she's just a mean person, or, you know,
Right.
that gives them the sense it's okay to blame other people for something that they might be at fault.
yeah.
Because you never know the two sides to
Yeah.
it. I've
It's,
always
it's
said
true.
That is
there's
hard.
always,
too.
always two sides to
Yes.
every story.
It's true.
And, you know, there's always that mean kid. There's a reason that kid is mean.
Yep.
You know, it's probably something to do with a home life or something.
Yep.
There's a reason that
Absolutely.
kid is mean. Same with women. And your comments that you get on your
Oh, my
Instagram.
goodness.
Usually if you go back, I think anything mean, there's something in their life that's missing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They've got to
totally.
look like the big person or the bully or the, you know,
Yep.
so don't ever blame somebody else, even
true.
though it might be. And the same with influences. If your child runs with someone that's influenced them to do something that's not right, that's not that other person's fault. Your child has made that decision
Yeah.
to follow that path. So you either
Yeah.
teach your child to be a leader
Yeah.
and teach them what's right, what's wrong, and be able to stand up for themselves. That's the most important part. They've got to learn to stand up for themselves and what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
You can't teach them. You can't teach a child to be a follower, I guess. Being
Yeah.
a follower it's not good. You've got to teach them to be strong, which I think that this generation, your generation of kids, are a lot stronger than probably you guys or my kids were.
Do you think somebody was asking, was there something specific you did with me that made it so that I don't really like, how did they word it? Like, don't care about what other people think, and I'm just more of myself.
I think that
Not scared to be myself, I guess. Molly's able to laugh at herself. I don't know. Is that
I just tried real hard not to be judgmental of anybody. I just don't think it's our place. I think that I try to instill in you that everybody's different, everybody's weird
hey?
in their own way. That's
We like
okay. I just think you just have to teach your kids that nobody's normal. What's normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's weird. Everybody's got their different little things.
I remember
can't
that. I
judge a
think
person.
that's, and I tell
I
people
never
that.
I tried not to judge
Yes,
anybody
I know that
or
is
talk about anybody for any reason. I didn't care.
no. That was one of the I think I've probably told you guys, or Matt, that's like one of the biggest traits that I've looked up to you for, because you don't judge. She will love somebody right away, no matter what. Doesn't matter if they're different, the same. Like she'll
Yeah.
love them, and
Yeah.
she's always been like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that has attributed to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just say I don't know.
Uh,
I think children. I just think children are so innocent, and every child should have a place on this earth. It's as they get to be adults, what's happened in their lives. If you could go back to their childhood and take them and raise them, in a fit home maybe, or something like that, they'd probably turn out. I just think every adult has that child in them that hasn't had the same chances that you have. So you've got to
Well,
look at that.
Such a good
So
point.
you might have a child that ends up on drugs or something like that. If that child had been loved or shown love sometime maybe during that troublesome time, or some respect or something like that, they're going to turn the other way. They're going to,
Yep.
if they're given the chance.
It's true.
And there's so many people nowadays that aren't given that chance, that don't have it, don't have anywhere to go. If you could just love everybody, peace
Peace
and
and
love, peace and love.
Peace
You're
and
welcome
love.
to move onto our street and help with all
Oh.
of our kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
are
might be a
trying.
problem.
Debbie's all, yay, can't wait to raise them all.
Yes. How many grandkids?
I
would that
won't
make?
move in.
They're all
Just
yours.
to keep them more.
I'll stay.
No, you guys are doing a really, really good job. I've watched
Thank
every
you.
one of you, and I think I'm just impressed. I like this generation. I really do. I think you're trying your hardest. I think it's tough. But that's what my mom said.
I think every
My mom
generation
said
tried their
it.
hardest.
Exactly.
It's just
Totally.
we're learning generation to generation
Well,
you
what
just
works,
have your
what
different
Yep.
challenges.
Yep.
Every generation has different challenges, and
Yep.
it's just what you have to go through. I remember my mom saying, "Wow, you got it tough. I wouldn't want to raise kids right now." And I'm say the same thing. I wouldn't want to raise kids right now.
My
Yeah.
mom has told me that too.
Yeah, but I'm also old.
funny.
I don't want to raise kids right now. Seriously, I mean, who wants to start all over?
Oh,
No.
You already did it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did start
That's-
all over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. My only child.
Yes.
I'd be angry.
hey, my
too.
mom did 7-year gap with all of us.
7.
Yes.
I always said she was really good child.
Birth
Birth
control?
control, because the older one saw how much work she was, and I always said, if you
Yes.
wake her, you've got her,
Yeah.
and that was the best thing. 'Cause I taught them. You wake her
Yeah.
up, you got her. So you better learn how to do something with her.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any last words?
No.
Okay. Peace, love,
And stories.
create stories.
Stories, yes.
Well, thank you. That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Deb.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
fun
thank
talking
you.
about that.
Yeah.
Different generations. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I want all your parenting knowledge.
Yeah.
an experience
Yep.
in my brain.
Same.
I wish I had it when I was your age.
Helpful.
I really do.
We'll
That's the
have
best
a part
part about
two.
this.
We'll have a part 2 next time you're here,
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk about sex.
baby.
So I hope you're ready.
Speaking of that, I did want to mention something.
Air him up, Polly. Turn him off.
Turn the mic off. Turn the mic off.
That's right.
My mom never talked to me about anything. I didn't even know how babies were born. I knew how they were conceived.
Through a belly button. Were
Well,
you a
I
belly
didn't-
button story?
She never talked to me about dilating, contractions, basically nothing. So when I went to have my first child, baby, I guess they're not children until anyway, my first baby, I had no knowledge of. She never talked about that stuff. She just, and that's something you probably should cover.
Oh,
I don't remember talking to you about
I
that.
might not have.
No,
Well, 'cause
I remember
never-
being like pretty like like that wasn't
Maybe
something
everybody's
we talked
that
about.
way.
No.
No, you need
That's
to
a-
be that. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
kids know a little too much.
That's social media, maybe. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not.
No.
Oh, that's you. That's good.
Well,
Keep
it's 'cause
those
they ask
lines
questions.
Your kids are older, though,
They
too.
ask questions,
Perfect.
and so I am
Yeah.
They're
very
older.
honest.
And
Yeah.
keep it open,
Yeah,
no
I
matter
know.
what they're going to throw your way.
I keep
Yeah,
it
I
up.
know.
Freya knows what a period is.
Yeah,
She knows what a menstrual
she
cycle
told me, but
is.
She
Yeah,
knew
so
what it
does-
was.
She absolutely like
So
that
does
part. I was
Lucy
like,
and
she
Emmy
knows.
now.
Just kidding. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, keep it open, girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't look too shocked when they come to you and
Oh
say,
no.
No.
"Oh, by the way, Mom,
Otherwise, they're going to figure it out on their own,
Yep.
and
it's not."
I don't
good.
know where that's going to lead. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my sex talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do talk about sex.
Yes.
Do talk
Baby.
about it and where babies come from.
Do you guys
Okay.
still have sex at this age?
Stop.
That's what I think too.
I love it.
I hope Vic doesn't watch this.
I don't think you will.
I think I mentioned his name a few too many times, right?
Probably will not have any interest in.
no.
I hope not.
No.
No,
Or maybe he'll be extra interested because you were on
it's
here.
you. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him.
Oh,
That even works better.
Okay.
He won't know. He's not going
great.
to know.
All right.
I love it.
Well, thank
You guys
you.
are the
Yeah,
best.
thank you.
Oh,
I
You're
like
the
watching
best.
you. I like
We're ready.
watching you.
that
We're gonna-
sounds
Thank
creepy.
you.
We're gonna go in like watching.
Yes, I like stalking
I like
you.
watching
I'm
you.
so-
I like
Watching
it.
my dad. My dad likes watching Kim Garden.
What's she planting over there?
I think it's too early for that.
It was.
That's gonna die.
He was right.
He was right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vic knows
Good.
all about
Awesome.
gardening.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok,
yes.
YouTube.
See you next time.
Peace out.
Love you.
Bye.